We're going to switch some bearings out today. Here's some new bearings. How quiet and smooth they are. And then here is the bad bearing. Typically we're going to want to switch out all the bearings at once, because when you buy new bearings they come in a set, so you might as well. I've already got this loosened up, but I don't know what size this is, but if you have a skate tool you can just use the skate tool. Got the old Chris Cole Pro model. Alright, so I just took the nut off. There's going to be a washer in there, usually. I think mine might have fallen off at some point, but there's usually a washer. If there isn't, no big deal. I know that Andrew Reynolds, I think I watched an interview with Andrew Reynolds that said that he doesn't use spacers or washers, he just puts everything as organic as possible, which is fine. I kind of like spacers and washers myself. That doesn't make a big difference. I have a damp rag cloth, paper towel, so I just kind of wipe it down. There should be, so there is a washer right there. I'm just going to keep it on, I'm not going to try and take it off. It did come with some new washers, these Redz bearings did, but I'm not going to use them. If the old one's on there, it's fine. So here's how you take the bearing out. And I don't know if this is the way I always did it and the way I was taught, so whatever. You just kind of barely rest it. Just barely get the bearing in, not all the way down like that, but just barely, and then you can kind of just pry it off like that. You kind of hold it at an angle and then just pry it off. So there is a spacer in the middle, and you can just, spacer goes in there. So my spacer fell out. I have a new spacer, so we're just gonna set that over now. Do the same thing for the other side. Barely get it in there. Hold it at an angle. And there it is. You just kind of pry it off. I kind of wipe it in. Get your new bearing. That side goes on the inside. You're gonna want the colored side on the outside. You can do it by hand. It should go all the way in, but you don't want it. You don't want to have any gaps if you can't push it all the way in. So you're gonna want to kind of load it in and then just push down on it. Make sure it's all the way in. If it's not all the way in, it could wobble when you think it's tight, once you get everything put back together. New spacer, just set it in the middle there. New bearing. Okay, so I've got it in, but you can tell it's not all the way in. Now I could do this by hand, typically, if I wasn't holding the camera. That spacer is, you have to kind of line up that spacer to get through the bolt. There we go. So now I'm just going to push it all the way down so that it's flush on the inside. So there we go. I'm gonna get the new washer. Put the new washer on there. All one-handed, so there we go. Get it started. And you don't want to over tighten it, but you don't want it loose either. You just want a little bit of give. That's the way I like it. Just barely. And that's it.